Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome. My name is Hari Swaminathan. I run a company called OptionTiger.com. For those of you who don't know me, I have a bachelor's degree from in engineering from India and an MBA from Columbia University. I have over the last 15, 20 years have created a lot of proprietary algos, indicators. I do run swing trading and day trading services as well. Started out with a very cutting edge options mastery curriculum, which is very extensive and it's laid out in levels beginner, intermediate, advanced, and there's also a mastery level curriculum. And then I also have a Udemy channel with about 180,000 students. So this is a little bit about me. You probably know a little bit. Today we are going to talk about what exactly is high probability trading. And of course, most of us use indicators and we look at what these indicators are and why many of them fail and how to achieve high performance. Let's get started. The good and bad of indicators. We all use indicators. There's very good indicators. There's Bollinger Bands, MACD, RSI, moving averages, and all of that. And your indicators can give you a nice signal, and then you might see that the signal reverses, your stop losses get hit, and what looks like a perfectly good trade or a good signal becomes a losing trade, and it happens again and again. Most indicators don't identify high probability trades. What they do identify is at that particular instance. So they're designed for one particular time frame, and that is a problem because you could have if you're looking at a intraday, you could have the 5 minute give you a signal, but what if the 15-minute or the 30-minute trend disagrees, and what if the hourly trend is actually going in the other direction? So the markets don't care if an indicator has given a signal, because the markets are driven by millions of people who are looking at various time frames and they're trading across those various time frames. And so what looks like a good trade or a signal on one time frame is actually not supported by the larger market structure, and that's where the trade goes wrong. And so here we are going to look at multi-time frame trend analysis, which is a game changer. So this actually answers a very important question, whether there is broad agreement in the markets or not. So, instead of asking, is there a good signal, multi-time frame trend analysis actually answers the question, is there agreement between various time frames? Is momentum aligned? Is market structure aligned? And that's where the real edge exists. And this is the bedrock of high probability trading, when you have multiple time frames that are aligned, and it tells you that the overall market structure and the momentum is also aligned. So we do have at an Option Tiger, we do have a multi-time frame trend indicator. It works across 5 different time frames on a single chart, and it works for intraday, it works for long-term trading or investing, and it works on anything that can be put on a chart. So it'll work for stocks, options, ETFs, futures, gold, etc. So it's a 5-level deep trend analysis. You can set all 5 time frame trends on one chart. So for example, if you're doing an intraday trading setup, you can put those settings to be for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. And it'll tell you exactly visually, and we'll go and see this on the platform, it'll tell you visually where all these trends are. And if you're doing more of a longer term swing type of trading, you can put those chart settings at 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, and 1 month. And there is also a master level indicator that lights up when all of these time frames are aligned. So it doesn't matter whether it's intraday or it's long term. You can even use it for long term buy and hold stocks kind of thing. It clearly shows you the trend across 5 different time frames, and it will also show you when to exit. The most important thing is that this is all a visual representation, which makes trading somewhat of a no-brainer. So the MTFT has been fully tested on all time frames. It's available on the Thinkorswim platform as a study, and it's also available on TradingView, which is a global platform. TradingView works in almost all big country markets, and you'll be able to find it on TradingView as well. Using these indicators, now Option Tiger has other indicators also, which I'll briefly explain, but you can put in a three-step methodology for high performance. And that is, the step one will be to identify the best candidates. And so a set of algos are there, which regardless of whatever time frame you're looking at, it'll identify the best candidates for a trade. The step two is you take a high probability trade entry and maximize profits. And step three is you exit at the best possible time. All of these three steps are visual, making it a no brainer. And all you want to do is catch about 75-80% of the move there. And once you do that, you have a successful trade. And if you can keep doing this, then nothing like it. So we do have a proprietary algorithm for swing trading, which identifies the best candidates on a swing trading basis. And the only difference between the two is the time frame. The swing trading time frame, you're probably looking at a daily chart. The day trading time frame, you're looking at a 1 minute chart or maybe a 5 minute chart. We also have a proprietary algorithm for SPX intraday trading. It's called the SPX ticks. So what this does is, if you're interested in intraday SPX trading, this gives you the market breadth and it tells you where the overall market is going. So it's a very important indicator, but it's only applicable for intraday trading of the SPX. It doesn't have to be 0 days to expiry. It can be 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, but you're looking at an intraday chart. And then the custom RSI actually maximizes your profits. But the prime indicator is the multi-time frame trend. So that's what we are going to look at in the platform. So let's go ahead at this point. Go to the platform, and this is the Think or Swim platform. Looking at the SPX trades for we had a long weekend, so this is Thursday. As you can see, these are the 5 levels over here, and the lowest level. I'm looking at an intraday, so it's a 1 minute chart. So the lowest row will be the 1 minute. You can see the configurations here. The lowest row will always be the time frame of the chart itself. And then the next row are these configurations. You can see this 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. So it's telling you that the 3 minute, at least in the last 1 hour or so, it's telling you that everything was bullish. The 1 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, and 15 minute are all bullish, and you can see this master level indicator light up. So it works the same whether it's a bullish environment or a bearish. You can see we've had some bearish stretches also over here, and you can go back as long as you want. You'll be able to see these indicators light up. So when you see 1 or 2 of these indicators light up in your direction, that's when you want to take the trade, because you don't want to wait for all 5 to line up. When you can see 1, 2, and 3 line up, that's good enough for you to take a trade. So it's very visual, and this is the MTFT. What you see on the left, so the step one would be what you see on the left right here. You can see the swing trades column. This is also a proprietary algo that sits inside of Think or Swim. And on a swing trading basis, it's telling you these stocks are very bullish, these stocks are very bearish. Now, the swing trading usually looks at a daily chart. We do have something for intraday as well. So you can see that if I just bring this here, and if you look at the day trades column, the day trades is similar, and it will tell you which one is bullish on a much lower time frame. So you're probably looking at a 1 minute or a 3 minute chart here, and it tells you which ones are bullish or bearish. So the step one is to identify which stocks to trade. So it gives you a visual representation that these stocks are bullish, and the next thing you do is you come into the chart and then you wait for the MTFT to align. You don't have to wait for all 5 to align. Like I said, if the trend is changing, it'll be clear. It'll be clear on 1 or 2 or 3 time frames. It's time to go into a trade that time itself. Perhaps you can go in half size, and then if the trend is continuing, you can add on full size, or you can add on more. Now, just because you see the trend change on the lowest row, which is the lowest row would be here, the 1 minute row. Just because it changes on the lowest row, it doesn't mean you need to get out of the trade. There's always a little choppiness on the lowest row. But if you see 2 or 3 coming out, then it's time to get out of the trade. This is how you would use the MTFT. Now, above this, you see the custom RSI. The custom RSI is also been modified. The normal RSI gives you overbought and oversold levels, whereas the custom RSI actually tells you when to stay in the trade as long as you can. In this case, as you can see, it stays in the bullish zone. It's very persistent. So unless it changes, there is no need to come out of the trade. Unless it changes and goes below, there's no need to change. There's no need to exit from your trade. You stay in your trade as long as the custom RSI tells you that. Similarly, if you're in a bearish situation and the custom RSI then moves out of it. So, for example, here is a good example. If you were taking a bearish trade, and then you can see with these greens coming in as well as custom RSI moving in there, it tells you that trade is already over. So all of these are very visual. And let me also put the SPX ticks here. Let me just show that. So the ticks works on market breadth, and so you can see these are the ticks. So first of all, if it's above zero, then you kind of have a bullish environment. It may not have been always above zero. I don't know how the trading environment would work, but it looks like it was somewhat above zero. And then you can see that the market breadth is just increasing. So which means out of 500 stocks, at least about 2,000 plus are all ticking high, over here, or maybe even more than that. So many stocks. It's actually the cumulative number of how many stocks are ticking higher and how many stocks are ticking lower. So it's the higher versus minus the lower, and it gives you a cumulative number. And obviously, if more stocks are ticking down, you'll see a negative number here, and it'll be below zero. So you can generally get the market breadth from the SPX ticks. Yeah, but unfortunately, it is ticks. So it starts at the market open and it closes, and then the next day it starts from a completely different level. So it's only good for intraday. But you can trade the SPX, you can trade the NDX, you can trade the Spider, you can trade all the indices or its ETFs. So that's as far as the SPX ticks is concerned. The most important ones are the multi-time frame trend entry and your custom RSI, and of course you have these watch list. You have this watch list algo which tells you which candidates are the best to trade in whatever direction you're interested in. So let's go back to the presentation. We do have, like I said, we have the proprietary algorithm for swing trading, for day trading. These are the watch list algos that you just saw, and then the SPX ticks. We have the custom RSI that maximizes profits. We have the multi-time frame trend, which is really the workhorse of the entire system. It allows you to create this very clean three-step methodology. We also have the swing trading signals, which is a daily email video service. And we also have the daily day trading alerts, which starts at market open. And then we run it for about 15-20 minutes. We generally do mostly short-term time decay kind of trades. It has worked for us quite well. In fact, let me just go over and show you what we've been doing. This is the performance for the day trading. We are in July now, and just the beginning of July. So we've just crossed 6 months, and in the day trading service we have done 82 trades so far, and we are up about 40,000. This is like using approximately a 30K account, maybe 30 to 40K account, but we never use anywhere close to that. The maximum margin we use is about $10,000, and because we recycle those trades, we don't keep more than two trades open at any time, 2 or 3, maybe that's about it. So that's how the day trading has been working. And the swing trading has a much more longer history. We've been tracking it from 2022, but the service has been on from 2019. And you can see even in 2022, we did a ROI of 200% on 2023. In 2023, we did, I think, slightly less than that. It was about, it's about 150%. And 24 was also pretty good. 100%. Then 25 also was decent. Actually, it was about 120%. And 2026, again, this year, if in the first 6 months, we are at 46,000. So both of these trade alert services working really well. The performance is very high. We do use these indicators and all of that. So trade alert services have been performing very well. Like I said, I think this is what I was talking about. The swing trading is very, very ideal because for busy professionals, and if you have a regular job that you have to attend to, then this is really ideal because we take you'll get the email and the trade alert, whether it's an adjustment, whether it's a new trade, whether it's a exit, whatever it is, you'll get the email before the markets open, and all you have to do is spend about a few minutes after the markets open. Just try to pick the right time to get into the trade, and otherwise all your adjustments and everything will be given with the email and video. As I said, these have been doing very well, averaging over 100% ROI for the last 6 years. Day trading, we start at market open, goes for about 20 minutes. We do about 2 or 3 trades per day. Day trading is also averaging very well, and both day trading and swing trading already in 2026 have performed at over 40K on both those services. Then we have, of course, the options curriculum, as many of you may know already, from beginner to mastery level, and all max systems are the most advanced. It is the mastery level. 9 max systems, which give you very advanced strategies, techniques. It gives every trade a significant edge. So that's as far as all of our products and services are concerned. We have a July 4th special here. And the best way I can show is on the website itself. So if you come to optiontiger.com, and if you go under product, you'll see the Option Tiger specials. These are the July 4th specials here. The July 4th specials will end on July 11th. Now, if you just go back here, their regular prices of all these plans are, and I'll explain what these plans are. The gold goes for $299 a month. The silver goes for $199 a month. But with this special here, we are offering all products and services from anywhere from 50 to 70% off. So here you can get the gold plan for $149. So let me explain what the gold plan does. So first, let me explain the silver plan. The silver plan is also over 50% off. In the silver plan, you get everything in the options beginners bundle, options intermediate, advanced, and the mastery, as well as you get the 2 subscriptions, the swing trading and the day trading subscription. So just the swing trading and the day trading itself will make your investment pay off very quickly. And then, of course, you have all these education products that go along with it. In the gold plan, you get everything in the silver plan, plus the proprietary indicators on the TradingView platform. Now, if you do want Think or Swim, that is a lifetime license only, and I'll get to that. But here you can get all these indicators on a monthly subscription. So you'll get the multi-time frame trend indicator, you get custom RSI, the day trading on the swing trading watch list algo, and then all indicators are available on the global TradingView platform. Once again, you have the monthly, which is all, this one is 50% off. You can also get it for 6 months. You can also get it for annual right here. They're all, the 6 months and the annual are more like 65% off. If you simply just wanted the indicators, you have a subscription for that as well. But obviously, the gold and silver plan would make, it would be very cost effective because you're getting everything bundled up. It's an all-inclusive plan. The gold plan comes with everything, all your education, your swing trading subscription, your day trading subscription, as well as all the indicators on the TradingView platform. As I mentioned before, Think or Swim indicators are lifetime license only, so that's one-time payment of $897. Same thing with TradingView; it's a one-time payment of $897. But you can also get the monthly, you can get the 6-month or the annual in TradingView. Similarly, if you just wanted the trade alerts, you also have everything at 50 to 70% off. You can get the swing trading, which is normally $149. So this is actually almost 70% off. You can get it for monthly for $49, 6 months for $247, and the annual for $447. So similarly, for the swing trading, you have it right here. And of course, finally, we have all our options curriculum. These are usually 297. That's going for 97, and then each max system is going for 79 per max system. So this is our July 4th specials. It'll end on July 11th. Let me just come back here and explain that. So all of these are 50 to 75% off. You can go to this page here. If you have any questions, you can certainly email us at info@optiontiger.com, or there is a WhatsApp chat feature as well, which you can look at. You can just text us, and it's a text only feature. So, but if you need some questions answered directly, we can do that as well. But you also have the email. You can send us an email at any time. So I'll open it up for questions, anything, and if you can just type in your question here. I see some familiar names on the list here. A lot of existing customers are also here, but I will open it up for questions now. The swing trading subscription covers all stocks, the trade entry, the adjustments that go to it for any existing trades, as well as trade exits. So all of that is set up. I see Michael. Yes, happy 4th, Michael. Michael is one of our users over here, and I see some much more familiar names. But yes, it does cover the trading setup video. Yeah, absolutely. The video covers it, and you'll know exactly which strikes to open. What are the preferred trading setups for options? Well, what we do in the swing trading, what we do is we start with mostly it's a debit trade, because and we're taking the trade about 30 to 45 days to expiry. So what we do is we take a debit trade. Now sometimes it goes in our favor, the trade becomes successful right away, but other times often it requires adjustments, and so on the following day or the day after that we show the adjustments, and sometimes the trade goes against you, and so you have to work with it, and that's part of the entire trading environment itself. Not everything goes the way, even though the indicators and everything might say so. The markets always have its has its way of doing things. All right. My platform uses SPXW and not SPX. Is that a problem? Because it closes at the open of the market. Should I relearn TOS, reinstall TOS? Let's see, SPXW. SPXW is the weeklies, but it closes. Okay, it's the AM expiry. It's the AM expiry. So you don't want to take the trade as an AM expiry. So what you would want to do is perhaps go into the following day. I mean, I'm assuming you want to, you're looking at an intraday kind of a situation. So you would want to go 2 days away or 3 days away, so that you're not caught with a trade that is stuck in the mud as soon as the markets open. You also teach to do the weekly setups. Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, many of these trades do get closed out within 1 week or so, because generally the signals are good, so you end up with a profitable trade right away. But then many times it doesn't. So, but when it does, you'll see that these trades become profitable, and many of them we close it within a week, maybe just a little bit more than that, but we do hold it. We do have 30 to 45 days to expiry, so we give it enough time for it to work its way through to a successful trade. And often it requires some adjustment or the other. If it's a debit trade, sometimes we'll go for a credit spread as well, which is like an iron condor or just a plain credit spread. But in the swing trading, that's generally not the case. We do start with debit trades because we look at the signals. Something may be really oversold, it's likely to bounce back, or something is showing a good signal, and it's likely to move in that direction. So we generally start with a debit trade. And nowadays option prices are all higher, so it is better to start with a debit, which is like a bull call spread or a bear put spread. In case you're going to go bearish, it's better to start with a spread rather than a single option. So that's how we would start there. However, in the day trading, it's a little different. In the day trading, we generally start with time decay, because obviously in our day trades, we are holding the trade for maybe the same day or the next day at most. That's about it. So we do carry over because you don't want to do the same day expiry, but then you might get caught in a situation where the markets are moving too strong, and then your zero DTE trade gets into trouble. So we try to avoid the zero DTE, but certainly we do one DTE and two DTEs, and it doesn't mean that we want to keep it for 2 or 3 days. No, in general, we are looking for time decay on those day trading trades, and it's been working very well. We do SPX, we do a lot of stocks as well, and it's generally we'll try to keep it to 1 to 2 days at most. What's the multi time frames to use for 5 minute chart? Lower or higher? You always have to use higher because your 5 minute chart here. Let me go show it over here. In this case, it's a 1 minute chart, right? So if you would, and if you wanted to do this as a 5 minute chart, you would go, let's say, 5 day, 5 minutes. Okay, but then the charts won't work, that well because the lowest now is going to be the 5 minute, and then you have. Okay, now here, as you can see, it has changed it to 15 minute. Okay, 15 minute, 20 minute, and 30 minutes. So basically, what you want to do is you can edit these studies right here, and if once you come into the Thinkorswim and you edit this, you have this button here, and so as you can see, some is being repeated. So if you have a 5 minute chart, then your next highest can be a 10 minute, 15 minute, 20 minute, and a 30 minute, or you can have 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. That depends. So you can change these timings however you want based on your trading time frame. So that's how we would customize or configure these settings right here. So in the case of 5 minutes, you would do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or 1 hour or 2 hours. So that's the way you would do this. Can we do both day trading and swing trading? Absolutely. In fact, many of our customers are generally doing both because I'll tell you the most cost-effective way is to get into the gold or silver plan. So it is cost-effective because if you try to go for individual, then it adds up to much more. And we do have many customers that are in both services. And how much capital is needed? Now, on the swing, we assume that my account assumes 50K, but it doesn't mean you have to have 50K. You can have half of that, 25K. I would say the minimum is required would be 20K, and then you would scale your trades up or down based on my trade. So if you have 25K and I'm taking 10 contracts, you would take 5 contracts. So you would just adjust the size of your trade based on your account. Will you do weekly sessions for swing trading? No, we do daily. It's a daily market email video that goes out before the market opens for the swing trading, because swing trading is not. There's no need for real time. There's no need for real time videos or real time webinar type environments. You generally you like I said, you take the trade. You don't touch it for the rest of the day. Whatever we do, we'll do it the next day. And unless it's some crazy market moving incident that's going on, generally you don't need to touch it. Do you provide an entry exit SMS messages? No, it's not real time. I mean, you will get the exit message before the market opens. No, the day trading is very simple. The day trading is only the first 15 minutes at market open. So the day trading, you just have to be available from say 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, and that's it. By 9:45 we'll be done. We'll be done there by 9:45. So because we take the trades, we leave it, and then of course there are hedging mechanisms that we also put in place so that if the markets move, then we are in a position to at least we are in a position to break even and not lose money. So. Day trading requires just about 15 minutes at the market open. Swing trading, you can do it at any time. Whenever you get time, you can take these trades, because those are not time sensitive, because they have 30, 45 days, and we don't plan to exit it in a day or two. We plan to at least keep it for a week, maybe 10 days. Let the trade develop a little bit. Is there opportunities to meet with you or anybody or the group member you're organized to go get set up, or set up with what? There is nothing to set up. You have your trading platform, and if you need education, so that's where the education part comes in. So if you're part of the gold or the silver, the complete education is part of it, and so you can go through all of that. The algorithms go into the charts. It's a very visual set of indicators. So there is no what to say automated trading. There's none of that. So yeah, we'll give you a simple trade. Whether if you're trading a stock like Apple or Amazon, you'll know exactly which expiry to take and which strikes to take as well. Yes, this webinar will be recorded. If you need to refer back to it, you should get it as soon as this go-to meeting can give me a recording. We'll do that. Yes, certainly. If you have questions, you can send us an email at info@optiontiger.com, or you can also do a WhatsApp. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Hope everybody had a nice long weekend, and we'll see you back soon sometime. All right. Thank you so much for coming.